Today we geek out about 11:59. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lee with Geek City USA here, and today we're going to talk about a game called 11:59. Now 11:59 is a real-time dice rolling game in which you and your opponent both take on the roles of generals. Now it's Doomsday, and you're fighting to either win via diplomatic means or to just nuke your opponent, destroy their bunkers, get their VIPs, and win the game. I'm going to take you over here, I'll give you a brief overview on how the game is played, and we'll come back and I'll give you our thoughts on the game. Alright, now this is 11:59. Now this is a real-time dice rolling game, and it's real simple. The goal of the game is to either eliminate your enemy's VIPs, which are their meeples, or to collect 5 diplomacy gems. Sounds really simple, right? And it is. The rules at its core are really simple. Now everybody's going to start off with 2 VIPs. They're also going to start off with 2 chevrons. These are your bunkers. And you'll have a 3rd chevron in the middle with these diplomacy gems that you can help to build up your bunker later on. And finally you have a nuke, and it's going to start on its side, which means it's not loaded. Now as you play the game, you're going to roll 2 dice, and you're going to look at the total. Now in this case, I rolled a 7. Now, if you roll a 7, you could take 1 diplomacy gem over to your side, or you can rebuild your bunker. And when you do that, you have to spend one of these diplomacy gems to take a chevron and add it to your stack here. Now, if you were to roll doubles, let's see if I can actually roll doubles here. There we go. Boom. Pretend I rolled doubles. If you roll doubles there, you can load your nuke, and that means you stand your nuke upright. If you roll doubles again and your nuke is already upright, you can launch your nuke or lay it on its side, and then remove one of the chevrons from your opponent's bunker. Now, if your nuke is loaded and your opponent has no chevrons, let's say you've already taken most of their bunker down, you can launch it and take out one of their VIPs, and you are now 1 step closer to winning the game. And finally, if you roll doubles, you can also employ propaganda. And that lets you steal one of these diplomacy gems. If your opponent has them, you can just take it back to the middle of the table, thus keeping them from getting that diplomacy victory. And that is it. That is the core of the game. Now, when you play, so just so you know, it's going to be pretty fast and chaotic. Because 2 people, let me kind of make room here, they're both going to be rolling the dice, and you're going to be rolling and re-rolling, and you're going to watch your opponent. He's going to be taking your chevrons down, and you're going to roll, and you're going to have to figure out, do I want to build up my chevrons, or do I want to launch? Okay, I'm going to take, I rolled doubles there, so I'll load my nuke. I really want a 7 because I rolled a 7, so I want to take this and help build up, sell that back to the middle. And you're going to keep going, and it's going to be a race in order to be the first person to either take 5 of these diplomacy tokens or eliminate your opponent's VIPs. Now what's really cool, because this game plays so quickly, there's actually a campaign mode to it. And basically what that means is, depending on the way you win, you're going to get points. You're going to play to a best, the first person to 7 points. And what happens is, if you win by eliminating your opponent's VIPs, you get 3 points in the campaign. And if you win by taking the 5 diplomacy tokens, you get 2 points. So it really helps to make the game extend beyond just a couple of minutes. It gets you to play 3 or 4 games in a row, which still really will only take you under 10 minutes, I'd say, 10, 12 minutes tops. Now that, in a nutshell, is how you play 11:59. Now we're going to take you back up top, and I'll give you our thoughts on the game. Alright, that was 11:59. Now first of all, let me start by saying that was a prototype copy of the game, so definitely check out the Kickstarter page for what the final version of the game is going to look like. 11:59 was a game that I was really excited to check out. I'm a big fan of Cold War era history. I like reading up on it, I like the documentaries, and I'm a fan of anything kind of doomsday or nuclear war themed in nature. So to see that there was a game coming from Rampage Games that was a micro game that you could fit in your pocket, and it would be a real-time dice rolling game that would play really quickly, was something that I was eager to check out. Now for the components of the game, it was a prototype copy of the game, but the wooden pieces were nice and chunky. The diplomacy tokens were glass beads, which were a good quality. So I definitely think that the quality on this, if the final version is anything like the prototype, I think that the quality will be good on this. Now gameplay wise, it's really easy to pick up, because really all you're doing, you're rolling the dice. You want a 7 to either grab those diplomacy gems or to rebuild your bunkers, or you want a 12 so you can start setting up and launching your nuke and taking out your opponent. So as far as the gameplay goes, it's really easy to explain. Now the gameplay itself as well is really quick. Now a game will typically last maybe 3 to 5 minutes, depend on rolls. If you're rolling like I am, you're gonna roll all day. If you roll like my opponents always roll, you're gonna get the games over really quickly. So sometime in between there, I think 5 minutes is really good guesstimate of how long a game's going to go. Now, as for the replayability factor of the game, now this is definitely something that's quick to play and you can take anywhere. So based on that, I do think it'll see a fair amount of play if you like those real-time quick play filler games that you're looking to play anywhere. You know, based on the accessibility and the portability of this game, I do think it's something that'll see more play based upon that. Now, the audience of this game, this is definitely geared towards people who are looking for that micro game. Like I said, this is a filler game, it's a real-time game, and it's something that you're gonna play whether you're at the pub, you're waiting at the restaurant for your food to be delivered, or maybe you're just having game night and you're playing in between your other games as either a reset or to wait for that next game to open up. And it definitely fits the mold there. Now, I will say that if you are really opposed to a lot of luck in your games, this may not be the game for you because you're just rolling dice hoping for that 7 or that 12, and if you're not getting your rolls, you're not going to be as competitive against your opponent. So if you're like very, very opposed to a lot of luck in games, you may want to look elsewhere. But if you're cool with sometimes not getting the rolls you want and that being a part of the fun, like for me, that was a part of the excitement, rolling against your opponent frantically, trying to roll the quickest and to get what you need or what you think you need, and then reacting based on those rolls. Like, what do I want to do with this 12? Do I want to nuke his bunker? Do I want to try to take away a diplomacy token? You know, figuring out what you want to do. It's a good frantic pace, and if you're a fan of that, if you're a fan of a real-time game, I definitely think this game will appeal to you. Now, all in all, we had fun with this game. This isn't your heavy game. There's not a lot of meat on the bone here. It's just a quick little filler game, and for a 5 or 10 minute session, it definitely got the blood pumping and it was entertaining and energetic. I mean, because you're rolling frantically. I can't convey that enough, how hard you're trying to roll and to outroll your opponent. So, you know, that definitely was something that we enjoyed. Quick little filler game, a lot of fun. If this is something that you're interested in, this is on Kickstarter right now, it should be. So definitely check out the Kickstarter page for more information. You can see what the final version of the game will look like, whether there's going to be custom dice or any kind of deluxe treatments as well. So head over to the Kickstarter page. There'll be a link up here in the corner as well as a link down in the show notes. All right, that's it. I'm Lee with Geek City USA. Thanks for hanging out with us. Be sure to check out our other videos. Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the game. And subscribe if you don't subscribe already. And you can check us out on social media as well. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So again, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Cheers.